A major incident has been declared across parts of the south coast of England and the Channel Islands as Storm Ciarán brings heavy rain and strong winds, with flood and red danger to life warnings issued for several areas. Many schools and airports have been forced to close, with widespread travel disruption expected across road and rail networks. Aruna Iyengar has the latest.
Waves crashing over the seawall in Devon. A car is washed into the sea. This is Penzance in Cornwall. And there's heavy rainfall and flooding across the country. Areas of Northern Ireland have been flooded. This is the scene in Newry. Storm Ciarán is unleashing its power across the country. Hampshire County Council has declared a major incident for residents in Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. Many schools are putting safety first and will be shut in Hampshire, Southampton and Devon. Amber wind warnings, the second highest level of alert, are in place for parts of the south coast. Gusts are expected to reach 70 to 80 miles per hour in the south, and 20 to 30 millimetres of rain is expected to fall today.
There's a lot of trees in Jersey along the roads, so some of them will probably fall down. Issues with a lot of the roofs as well, slates and things flying about and causing damage.
The storm struck the Channel Islands last night. Jersey and Guernsey have seen some of their worst storm conditions in decades.
So there's been a lot of structural damage, a lot of roofs in, chimneys down, trees are down obviously, a lot of roads are blocked, there's a lot of debris out on the roads.
They were preparing yesterday. Flood defences were put in place. Schools across the islands are closed. Flights are grounded at Guernsey and Alderney airports. People have been asked not to stockpile goods after supermarket shelves were stripped. National Highways has issued a warning to drivers in the southeast, saying there's risks of cars being blown over. They're also warning about flooded roads. Train and ferry companies are also warning of severe disruption to services. They're asking customers to check online before they travel. The advice is to stay indoors unless you have to go out. Aruna Iyengar, BBC News.
Some dramatic pictures there. Well, our reporter Dan Johnson is in St Helier in Jersey, and he sent us this update.
It's absolutely battered these islands relentlessly overnight. It's kept everyone here awake, and some people have had a really rough night. I've been outside one of the hotels where people have been evacuated to. We know there are around 40 people who've had to be moved from their homes because either the roof's been ripped off or the windows have been smashed. There were really heavy hailstones at one point in the early hours of the morning that were doing damage. And we know there are trees down, blocking roads across Jersey and Guernsey. These islands are effectively today going to be cut off. There are no flights whatsoever from Jersey or Guernsey, commercial flights at least, and no boat services either. So that had caused some concern that perhaps supplies might start running out, but the island authorities have tried to reassure people. They've said they will be able to get medical flights in should they be needed. The hospital here in Jersey is still open. We're not sure if it's had to take many patients yet, but there is a concern the roof of the hospital could be at risk. So all sorts of issues for the authorities here to deal with, but they say the strongest of the winds has now passed. It was recorded at 102 miles an hour at 5 a.m. this morning, but conditions are still really tough. So the message is that people should still be at home until really the worst of the storm has blown through.
Our reporter Dan Johnson just about staying in place in St Helier in Jersey there.